when you see people in a different way. You don't see people through your thoughts or your nervous reactions. Or
it's another level of consciousness.
It's a different way.
And at this level of consciousness, unity is easier.
50 ans après la fondation d'Auroville, l'expérience attire encore des gens des 4 coins du monde et de tous les âges. Chaque année, ils sont environ 200 à s'installer ici, avec le statut de nouvel arrivant. Mais seulement la moitié d'entre eux deviendront aurovilliens. Une période d'essai de 2 ans leur permettra de savoir si Auroville leur convient et s'ils conviennent à Auroville.
My name is Jesse, and I'm from the Residents Assembly Service, which is a service of the Residents Assembly. And today, we're here for a general meeting, that's what GM stands for, on entry, to present to the community, to everyone here, the latest version of a revised entry policy, the policy that governs or informs or guides the way that we welcome new people into the community.
Depuis sa création, Auroville a bien changé et les conditions d'entrée des nouveaux arrivants doivent être repensées régulièrement. C'est Mandakini, une Indienne du Nord arrivée il y a 5 ans, qui organise aujourd'hui la discussion.
I don't know how much better it can get if better meant to satisfy everybody here. This is the best it can get. It won't be able to satisfy the pragmatic person, the one based on values, the one based on the vision. It is so far an outcome and expression of our collective state.
It's easy to come to Auroville, but whether to stay here and stay here permanently and contribute towards manifesting the dream, that is very difficult. The decision-making process in Auroville is towards a consensus-based decision-making process. So everybody who's part of Auroville decides. There's not just one person, there's not one group. It's not a top-down system, it's more like a flat pyramid. So in order for us to be able to decide by consensus, a general meeting like this is an example to show how the residents get together towards making an approval.
Please tell us how you think it could be improved or modified to address your concern.
The question that I really have is, isn't that a bit of a cop-out?
Well, there is a dream and it is the goal towards which we have to go. But on the way, it's not accomplished yet. So it is a utopia in the making. It's not there yet. It's the fight between the values and what the mind tells you to do is the best way to welcome people. The more the collective consciousness rises, the less the rules and regulations will fall.
Any questions? Comments?
Les difficultés d'Auroville, par exemple, on dit que ça fait 48 ans qu'Auroville existe, vous n'êtes toujours que 2600 personnes. Mais moi je dis toujours, c'est le gage de notre réussite. Ça veut dire qu'on a travaillé sérieusement, parce que sinon, avec de l'argent, Auroville devrait être fini. Mais on n'a pas construit Auroville avec de l'argent, on a construit Auroville avec une conscience individuelle qui, additionnées les unes avec les autres, deviennent une conscience collective.
Tout comme se détacher de l'argent, se détacher des notions traditionnelles de gouvernance et de justice exige un effort quotidien. Malgré une aspiration pour l'unité humaine et le respect de l'autre, les conflits existent aussi à Auroville. Laura a étudié la communication non violente. Pour régler les situations de crise, elle a décidé de mettre en application ce qu'elle a appris.
En fait, je suis née ici et puis je suis partie à l'école et au Canada et tout ça. Ma mère, elle est canadienne. Et quand je suis revenue, ça fait 15 ans, quelque chose comme ça. C'est pas tout de suite, mais après un moment, ma mère, elle voulait en fait que je prenne la maison. Et alors j'ai cette grande, jolie maison.
La méthode qu'elle a choisi d'expérimenter à Auroville a été mise au point dans les favelas du Brésil. ce sont les cercles restauratifs.
Alors, il paraît, parce que bien sûr je ne me souviens pas, mais il paraît que je suis née là. Et c'est un peu rigolo parce que quand je m'assis pour les groupes et tout ça, normalement je me mets là.
Ce soir, Laura organise chez elle un atelier pour former d'autres Aurovilliens à ce procédé.
So many people say, well, we don't need a justice system in Auroville, you know, because they think, okay, justice systems are in the old world and we've left that. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but we have a justice problem. Because even when there really is a problem, you know, with money or with responsibilities in your job or with property or with whatever, and we have some big problems, you know, and then there are groups that investigate, and then there's some recommendations of how people should change their behavior. Oftentimes they're not followed. And we have no recourse. We have no way of enforcing recommendations. Not that I want enforcement, but it just to me shows, okay, we don't have a justice system.
En 2 ans, les cercles restauratifs ont été utilisés avec succès à 17 reprises.
The principles of restorative circles are actually based really on the principles of nonviolent communication. That it's really about coming back to our essence, and that deep down we are good human beings, and deep down we want to be connected and we want to belong, and that when connection is broken, that's why we do things that create harm. And so how do we restore that connection?
Pour sortir d'une situation conflictuelle, tout Aurovillien peut solliciter Laura et former un cercle restauratif avec les personnes concernées. C'est une démarche volontaire, sans limite dans le nombre de participants.
I know she needs help and I don't know what to do other than referring to the RC, and through here we can have.
The process has 3 stages, and I would say that probably the essence is this deep listening and being able to hear meaning in what each other says. So it's really that every person gets to be heard fully, and the dialogue goes crisscross. And what happens when we get to be heard enough, something starts to shift, and then the dialogue deepens into a deeper space. So we're no longer on this, you know, kind of superficial, just mutual understanding of trying to understand each other. It goes into a place of self-responsibility.
And it has created a lot of frustration in this community because people don't feel heard. They feel there is a big distance between the decisions taken from the working groups and the individuals.
But that you haven't experienced any forward movement from their end. It's kind of just like you're supposed to give in. And why haven't you given in yet? And then ultimately the circle ends up in the action plan. And that again, it's not because the facilitator says, okay, now we're going to action plan. It's a natural emergence as the conversation deepens and people start to feel touched, that creativity and collaboration start to emerge. So it's really about restoring communication, restoring community, restoring trust, restoring connection. It's not about resolving the problem, because in this process we see it as so much more complex. Even though on the surface it's a space to receive conflict, you know, to sort out conflict, it's actually also a much deeper process. And although Auroville is extremely alternative in many ways, and we do conflict resolution in quite alternative ways, it's touching, and yet for me we're not at all where we could be.
Loin d'être achevée, l'utopie telle qu'elle se conçoit à Auroville se construit au jour le jour, grâce au travail individuel et collectif de chacun. Selon Mira Alfassa, le plus important n'est pas d'atteindre le but, mais d'être en chemin. À Auroville, si les chemins sont multiples, ils tendent tous vers un objectif commun.